Welcome back to DC Junction. I'm Mike.
And this is Matthew.
All right, so Comic-Con happened over the past weekend, and we honestly forgot about it because we were just kind of so wrapped up with Peacemaker and everything that we just completely forgot. So we are here to get all caught up with everything that we missed and all the announcements and big things that came from that. In the meantime, everybody who jumped onto our channel from the Peacemaker reactions, hi, hello, thank you for
What's up, guys?
If you haven't already, please subscribe.
Sorry the show sucked at the end, but we'll see what happens next with a new thing.
I watched those numbers on that finale not go very high, and I was like, that's fine. That's fine. I was editing the reaction, was like, we're not doing a lot of reacting here. That's another
hold on, look, here's me watching the finale.
Yeah, the whole time you were stone-faced the whole time.
I know. I was like, nothing interesting happened at all.
Anyway, and I was worried we were going to be in the minority on that. I was really worried we were going to be in the minority. We are not. Wow. Yeah. I was really scared. I was scared a little bit that it was going to be like, oh no, we don't like this and everyone's going to think this is brilliant. And thankfully, no, the internet's pretty split, but also weirdly enough, it does seem like James Gunn is aware of that and is standing by it in a way. Now, I mean, props to him for standing by his thing. B, I'm sure there's an excuse of wait until you see the bigger picture. Yeah, sure, great, fine. Wasn't a good finale for season 2.
I was going to say that the Geek Buddies rarely all unite on something.
Yeah,
usually kind of all over the place. All three of them were like, this finale's trash.
Yeah. What was that? Even I'm usually not I'm usually not a fan of the Real Rejects, but like I watched their reaction to it, and even they were just kind of like, choices were made. So it is unfortunate because up until that point was super into the show. Yeah. So anyway, go back and watch our reaction. Honestly, our reactions are great. Until the finale. Our reactions to the show are incredible until the finale.
Is no reaction a reaction?
I mean, I actually do think in a way having us who have been just for it to just land the way it did with us was I was ready for, and maybe I don't know. I'm done talking about it. I want to talk about Comic-Con.
Let's talk about Comic-Con.
All right, so it's been a big, massive. It was a lot. It was all comics. I mean, comics, shit, and it was all. I mean, eating good stuff. A couple things have been cleared up, and something we haven't touched on at all is this DC KO thing that's going on. Okay. We have not touched on this at all.
I've seen stuff,
heard about,
forwarded stuff.
Have not read a lick. Have not discussed it at all. So I did a skosh amount of research, and here's the big breakdown. So for the longest time, everybody thought KO meant knockout. It did not. Scott Snyder confirmed it actually means King Omega. The story centers around Darkseid trying to ascend to this like title of like King Omega, controlling the source energy, which is sort of the cosmic force. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Sure. But it's basically the center of all power in the DC universe, and it's going to be just this is going to be like, this is their next like big, this is like their next Crisis on Infinite Earths type thing. This is like Crisis on Infinite Earths meets Mortal Kombat. It's like their Contest of Champions. Yeah, use a Marvel metaphor in a way, and it's just kind of their new event model. It's smaller, tighter. 32 heroes and villains are involved in this thing, and there are standalone titles, and then there is also the main. So this really and truly is the Crisis on Infinite Earths, the next, whatever that next thing is. I very much look forward to not trying to read this issue to issue and waiting until the trades come out. Yeah. So that's the general that's the general gist of what, because we're going to talk about it a little bit today, but we have not. It occurred to me that we just had not addressed this at all. So I figured, okay, so that's the basic we need to know about that. We'll come back to that a little bit later.
Okay.
Let's get to some of the big reveals. So there were some big. Well, actually, while we're talking about that, they did reveal the creative team who were kind of behind the knockout, the King Omega stuff. Scott Snyder's at the helm because Scott Snyder's just kind of been crushing it left and right with Josh Williamson, Javi Fernandez, Hayden Sherman, and Jeremy Adams.
Perfect.
We do on that. All right. So let's go to now DC Next Level. DC Next Level is the next run line they're doing post KO publishing phase in 2026. This is going to be like the 2026 wave of DC Comics. We have 8 new ongoing titles coming.
Nice.
I sent you a screen grab of some of these, but for those who haven't heard, they are Batwoman, Lobo, Barbara Gordon Breakout, Deathstroke, The Demon, Firestorm, Zatanna, and Shadow of the Bat.
Mm-hmm.
That one caught my eye.
Yes.
Because that could mean a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow of the Bat, something we've covered on this show a bit. We'll come back to that in a sec. They did also announce the creative team behind Batwoman and Lobo. Greg Rucka is going to be running on Batwoman. I do not have the artist name for that. And Lobo is going to be headed by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. So this is basically DC's phase 2. It's not a reboot. It's kind of like they did with Batman with the new #1. It's just a tone and focus reset.
Okay.
It's a soft reboot. Anyway, Shadow of the Bat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I really want to talk about. For a lot of reasons. One, it's Batman. Two, as I mentioned, that's a title that it's got some history on this channel, Matt. Why don't you tell the folks why?
Shadow of the Bat 1 through 4 was the last Arkham storyline, one of the first things we ever reviewed. And the first thing we reviewed that you liked.
Yeah, that's true. Because the first one that Matt sent me,
Arkham Asylum.
Or no, it was Arkham Asylum. Did not fly. I have had to defend that to people many times since then, believe it or not. It's actually kind of wild. But yeah, Shadow of the Bat, the last Arkham. Tell for those who might not be familiar, because it is an older title, Matt.
Yeah.
What is Shadow of the Bat, or what was Shadow of
the Bat? It's kind of weird because it was like this is when like every other year it was like there was a new Bat title. Shadow of the Bat kind of got into getting Batman on his own and getting a little bit more serious storylines with him. So like the first one, like we said, is the last Arkham, where he pretends to kill a cop and they put him in Arkham Asylum because he's trying to find out if this serial killer, I think it may have even been the introduction of Mr. Zaz.
It was,
is escaping Arkham, and he has to go in there to investigate. And it's just crazy Silence of the Lambs-ish kind of situation. But it was pretty dark. I mean, he's a serial killer. He's killing people left and right.
Zaz. If you know anything about Victor Zaz, I mean, there's not really a PG way to turn that character. He murders people, then carves a tick bark into his own skin.
But it was also it was a pseudo sequel to Arkham Asylum, because the new Dr. Arkham is there trying to reset Arkham Asylum and actually help these people. So it was a really cool story. It was also interesting to let you read it, because that was back in the early 90s when Batman and Nightwing weren't kosher, and you weren't used to that.
No. I was reading comics past that point. I mean,
by the time you're reading them, they're cool with each other, but in this one, it's like, the heck are you doing?
I mean, we've talked.
I can leave if you want.
Yeah, the first Nightwing run I remember like reading beginning to end, like as it was releasing was Cataclysm, which was the post
No Man's Land.
Post No Man's Land from Batman, was the fallout from that. So which is my way of saying I'm younger than Matthew. So
much. But yeah, so it's a good storyline. If that's what they're doing, that means we're going to get dark, in my opinion, if they're going to do what they did before, darker toned stories
Mhm.
about Batman doing his thing by himself.
And it's all bear in mind this, we don't know anything about what this new run is going to be. The only thing they have announced was who the creative team was going to be behind Batwoman and Lobo. Beyond that, we know nothing else. So this could very well be, and since this is all part of like DC's phase 2 fallout from King Omega, we have until we know what happens in that, it might not have we might not have any way of knowing. It could be something to do with Damian.
Yeah.
Please, dear God, not another.
You were the one to put it out there. I wasn't even going to say anything.
Anyway, moving on. But anyway, but that's, I mean, the demon also is, Zatanna's cool. The demon, I mean, that's got to be Etrigan.
Yes.
Right? It's, yeah.
Yes.
Are
there any other titles you're interested in?
I mean, I'm curious what Barbara Gordon Breakout's going to be. That title alone.
Yeah.
As me curious, and the fact that it's not called Oracle or Batgirl, it's Barbara Gordon, has me feeling like it's probably just going to be like a one-off. But I'm curious what kind of, I'm just curious about that one more than anything. The other is, it's like those are all like, a Deathstroke run, cool. Firestorm, cool. Zatanna, cool. Shadow of the Bat is the one that makes you go, huh? What? And Barbara Gordon Breakout just makes you get a big old question mark over your head.
Yeah. Lobo's the one I'm intrigued by. I liked a lot of the Lobo stuff from the late 80s, early 90s, but it did get a little gimmicky and old after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be very interested to see. Because, like, look, at the base of it, he's an intergalactic bounty hunter. There's some cool stories you could tell with that.
There have been some cool stories we've told with that.
Yeah.
I mean, just in the last, it's not comic books, but how much did we love Lobo in, both, I'll say it, the Tomorrowverse.
Yeah.
And My Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
Lobo's, and the fact we're getting Momoa as him in Supergirl next year. Like, when nobody's mad about more Lobo.
Yeah. And look, he's only in 2 episodes, but he was great when he showed up in Young Justice.
Yes, he was. I'll say this. I'm curious what the Batwoman run is going to look like, considering after kind of the unfortunate fallout with that character at the CW, with just kind of everything that happened. I'm interested to see them dipping back into this character again, because Batwoman on her own is an interesting and cool element, side of the
Bat. Have they said it's what's her name? Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name at this point.
We know all we know is the creative team. All we know is that Greg Rucka is writing it.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting if it's a different Batwoman.
If it's that's true, because it could be oh my God, what is her first name? What is
Orphan Cassandra? Cassandra Cain is Orphan, right?
Yeah, Cassandra Cain is Bruce's cousin. No,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Point is, if it be different,
way too lost in details that don't matter. Well, that's not that don't matter, but either way, I'm curious. I'm always curious about what a new non-Batman Bat family series is going to be, especially when it's Batwoman, who we haven't had a lot of in recent years because they were, things happen. Anyway, let's get to one that I'm probably more interested in than you, which is that Vertigo launched 10 new titles.
Holy mackerel.
Yes. Vertigo came back, and Vertigo came back like ready to play, man. So they are Bleeding Hearts, End of Life, The Pearl of the Brutal Dark, 100 Bullets, the US or the Us of Anger. I can't read my own writing. Black Tower, The Raven Conspiracy, Necretaceous, Fanatic, Walking Shadow, and The Crying Doll. Also, Swamp Thing will be returning in April of 2026 under DC Black Label, with a storyline involving Swamp Thing meeting Jesus Christ. DC confirmed Vertigo and Black Label will continue to coexist. Vertigo is basically going to be their like new stories, your non big name characters, whereas Black Label's for your more prestige continuations, your Constantine and Hellblazer, your Swamp Thing, things like that. I will say I still have not gotten caught up on Constantine Dead in America or Nice House by the Sea. I completely fell off of those, so I need to get caught back up on those. I know Vertigo isn't always your bag, so
I loved Preacher so much.
Everyone loved Preacher.
And then I think I read 100 Bullets, but I don't know why I didn't realize it was a Vertigo title.
This is the first I've heard of it, so I can't tell you too much about these.
100 Bullets basically is this random dude walks up to you and he gives you a suitcase with a gun and 100 bullets, and he's like, use this to fix your life. And each series is like a 4 or 5 episode series.
That's messed up, and I kind of really want to read that.
Yeah. Like that's all he does. He just gives him this suitcase with the gun and 100 bullets. He's like,
what that reminds me of? There was this old mini series. It was like a Western. It was called like the Dead Man's Gun or something like that, and it was an anthology series about just this gun. It was this cursed gun, and every episode it would make its way into a different town, and somebody would stumble upon it, and their life would would change in a way, both for the better and for the worse.
Yeah,
and it was really interesting, and that's kind of what that gives me an idea of. I like that. What about like Black Tower or Necrotatious or anything like that? Any of those?
I don't even know what any of those.
Any of those other ones stick out to you at all? Okay, these all sound like just complete independent things. So
there was one that seemed vaguely familiar, but even then, it was like I think I may have heard of it, but that's it.
Gotcha.
But I mean, dude, original Vertigo was all original stuff. So
yeah,
we all know what Salmon is now, but we didn't in the 80s.
Exactly. Well, it's Swamp Thing, Constantine, all these comics start out. So it's a great way for them to use that as they're like, look, we know we have an audience for this kind of comic book writing.
Yeah.
Let's let it live. We can have our cake and eat it too. So yes, please. And thank you. Let's get some more some more Gotham and Bat Family reveals. So there's a new 4-issue Black Label starring Harley, Ivy, Catwoman, and Black Canary called Sirens Love Hurts. Comes in February 2026. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of a Valentine's Day tie-in sort of thing. To some. The current run for Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez, they said they're going to be using a done-in-one format. I'm not super sure what that means. Do you know what that means?
I think done-in-one would probably be like every issue is its own story. So that you don't have a 18-issue overarching storyline. Every issue is like, this is a case. And it was how the Batman title or Detective Comics from the 80s was like that. Yeah. It was like, you might get a 2-parter, but it was usually every issue was a self-contained story. And now it's not until like the 90s it starts getting to that where like there's 17 titles and they all connect.
Which, if they're going to let Tom Taylor continue to just, absolutely rain money down upon DC with what he's doing at Detective Comics, let him keep doing that. That's fine. Yeah. And Matt and Jorge can continue to just play in the beautiful Batman sandbox we are enjoying right now.
Yeah,
we're gonna get caught up, guys. It's fine.
Eventually,
we were gonna do it this week, and then we remembered Comic-Con. So, okay, yeah. So, done in one. Yeah, I double checked. Does mean each issue tells a complete self-contained story, and issue 1 even did that. There was a really interesting self-contained story.
Yeah,
with was it Croc?
Killer Croc. Yeah,
with Croc. It was like leaves the door open for us to live in this world more, but you can read this issue, and I think that's kind of something that people. It's really easy to get intimidated by how do you get into comics now in 2025? It's a really I was having that conversation with a buddy of mine just a couple weeks ago. He was like, I want to get in, but I don't know. I said, honestly, dude, now is the best time. I said, because Batman just did a new #1, and the Absolutes are about to drop their first run trades here soon. And and he knew nothing about the absolutes. When I gave him the elevator pitch on the absolutes, I thought he was gonna shit a brick. He was so excited.
And all those trades are out now.
Oh, are they out now?
Yeah, they're the first 3 are.
Oh, I thought they weren't coming out until
Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are out now. They were on. I was just in a comic store earlier today, and they were on the shelves.
I mean, I don't need them. I've got them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
actually, I think I'm at the point now where I'm going to give the Absolute Batman to my son because he's always trying to read something, and I'm like, buddy, try this. Just check it out. I know. I'm like it.
I'm about to take all these ones that we've read already and just give them to my buddy Matt and just be like, here. So anyway, so those are continuing. There's a new villain team teased for Batman called the Taurus. Again, we're not caught up yet, so we will be. But yeah, we've heard there's been some new, like legit new villains being introduced. There was one in the Detective Comics run. So, and then Absolute Batman's going to continue as a connected tie-in to DCKO.
It makes sense. If look, again, Darkseid created the Absolute Universe. So if he's playing around, he may pull those guys over.
And Matt Fraction said something about his Batman tone, which is something we've kind of hinted at and suggested on our own, and it was kind of nice to see him kind of agree with that, which was that the tone for his storytelling is mystery first, but with cinematic pacing. And I think that's a very good way of putting it when we say that, like, these read almost like a spec script in a way. And it's like, yeah, I think that's because it's a good way to do short, efficient storytelling. Especially when you remember, and nowadays, half the shit's going to get adapted into a movie or a TV show anyway. So if you can write for both effectively and efficiently.
Let's do it.
That way none of this whole like, well, the way they did it in the book was better. No, it's 1 for 1 now. So but anyway, let's see here. Some other random highlights. Nice House by the Sea is going to be continuing under Black Label. That one, actually, they're bumping up to Black Label from Vertigo.
Cool.
So you go. Absolute editions are going to be expanding to cover things like Night Fight and Vertigo projects. Not sure what that's going to mean exactly. Does that mean we're going to get Absolute? Does that mean we're going to get Absolute Constantine?
I mean, they just announced. Are you going to cover Absolute Catwoman? Did you see that?
We haven't gotten to that all. I haven't gotten all. I was going to get to like, we got all the Absolute stuff. But I mean, all right. Real quick, while I pull up my next set of notes, I have thrown. What about this Bat Family stuff? How are you feeling so far?
Sure.
Oh, really?
Like the thing with announcing comic book titles.
Okay.
It very rarely gets me excited.
I get you.
It's like a movie. Like Batman 2 is coming up. Cool. Let me see the trailer. Let me see the cover. Let me see this. Then I'm gonna be.
Let me see Jorge's art.
Yeah, let me see what's going on, and then I'll be excited. Because look, we knew there was rumblings of a new Batman thing. We knew something was happening, and then they dropped that first image that he drew of the costume, and we're like, bro, yes, please. So that's where sometimes with comic books, I'm like, because look,
that Batmobile, bro, that Batmobile.
Because as cool as all of that is, the new Nightwing suit sucks. I do not like the new Nightwing outfit.
It's fine.
I don't know why they have to do weird things with his boots. Just he can wear black boots.
I know, it's fine. I think it has something to do with just ease of blending it with backgrounds, I guess. Maybe I don't know.
It was just one of those times I was like, I don't think you guys made this better.
No. All right, so here's everything that was. So the last thing I have on here is everything that was announced for Absolute DC from New York Comic Con. So first of all, Absolute characters are going to appear in DCKO. In DCKO #1, it appears they showed Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman crossing over. Scott Snyder confirmed that they will be brought in. However, the Absolute books will continue unimpeded. Their line is not ending. They are making way too much money off of those to stop making them. oh my God, they're still selling.
That's what I was going to say earlier when you talked about a potential absolute Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
Dude, putting absolute at this point, putting absolute on something, it's going to be an instant seller.
yeah,
All of them are doing well.
Exactly. Right now, the Absolute Evil one shot went on sale. We will read it. We're gonna get caught up and went on sale at the beginning of the month. Features Ra's
I
al
just
Ghul.
haven't read it.
Yeah, I haven't picked up my stack yet. Oh God, I don't even want to think about what that bill is gonna look like when I get it. Oh, it's gonna be so big. My girlfriend's gonna be so mad at me. But it's also got supposedly this is where like we're gonna start getting, Joker's been getting teased a lot. So we've got some big absolutely, you mentioned Absolute One Catwoman. This was a big thing because we haven't, again, not caught up yet, but you know, the breadcrumbs of Selena have been getting laid since issue 1. Absolute Catwoman's getting her own 6-issue miniseries under the Absolute universe. So it's not going to be a full run. Scott Snyder and Che Grayson and Bengal are doing the art for this one. It'll be mid 2026, and it says just a 6-issue run. It's not going to be an ongoing series. Until I know
until it does gangbusters.
Until it's the highest selling comic series of 2026, and then it'll be announced for a full run.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're also and then just there was some merchandise stuff being there. And then there was just a lot of he like Scott Snyder tried to hammer home as often as he could. They're not stopping the Absolutes anytime soon. They're just they're not. I know there was
got Absolute Catwoman, Absolute Green Lantern.
Yeah.
What was the other? There's another one I thought.
Well,
we just know crossovers are coming.
We just know crossovers are coming. Nothing else has been confirmed with teams or dates or anything like that. Batman, and Wonder Woman are the only one that's been like confirmed. They've like shown some art, but from what I can tell, or from what I've been able to find, none of it. There's nothing else has been announced. But everything else, Catwoman's the first. Catwoman and Absolute Evil are the first ones they've announced that are not going to be because Absolute Evil was just one issue.
Okay.
I think it was just going to be, I think it was just a one-off issue. It was the one shot. But Catwoman's the first one they've announced it's going to be just a limited run.
Okay.
Asterisk allegedly.
Yeah. So, for now.
Yeah, for now. So that's everything with Absolute, the Absolute universe in DC Comics, and that is everything with DC Comics at New York Comic Con in under 30 minutes. How did we manage to do that, Matt? I don't know.
We still have more to talk about, though.
We do have more to talk about.
The Knightfall.
Yeah, I know.
The Knightfall announced. I was like, "What?"
I know. So there was one big like. Because James Gunn and DC Studios had no presence there. They weren't there. Everyone's busy at this point.
Yeah,
nothing's coming out soon enough. And other than I still think we should have had something for Lanterns. Personally, I still think there should have been something for Lanterns. But Thanksgiving's around the corner. Christmas is around the corner. New Year's is around the corner. And there's one thing we have learned from DC is that they play it tight with these trailers.
Yeah. Or maybe the stink of the finales made them like, let's wait.
Well, no, because we had known for weeks that DC Studios wasn't going to be at Comic-Con. That's not news. But yeah, Knightfall was kind of the main movie thing. If anything, that got announced is they're doing an animated adaptation of Knightfall. I have mixed feelings about this, Matthew. Can you guess why?
Because Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earths was infinitely boring as shit.
So bad. It was so bad. I don't care that you've got Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond in it. I don't care that you've got Kevin Conroy and Matt and Mark Hamill in there. That was boring. It was so. I just didn't. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also like when I think about like, you know, the long Halloween one, which I like to an extent, and then you get ones like Injustice, which was an abomination. um it's these we have not watched Aztec Batman yet. We're still kind of on the we've heard such mixed things about it.
We need to watch the first 5 minutes and see. No, I think the thing with Nightfall is this is if it's because they said it's multi parts, not just one, not just two, multi. So I'm guessing
Yeah,
it's going to be three.
probably three, because that seems to be because you can milk it that way.
Well, and I think too is if you really think about that entire thing, it's very easy. Your first part is ends with Batman's back being broken. The second part is Dick Grayson or Azrael being Batman, and
Part three
Bruce
is
Wayne trying to do like the recovery, and then the third part is
part two is the Dark
Batman.
Knight Rises.
Yeah, and then part two or part three is Batman trying to regain the mantle from Azrael.
I can see that.
And the whole Bat family going after him. So I like it kind of makes sense.
I can see
that's the route.
Oh yeah. It's well, I mean, even doing Crisis on Infinite Earths in three parts made sense.
Yeah.
It just needed to be good.
Well,
Doing them in multiple parts is fine when you're doing these big sweeping story arcs, because it lends you more room to tell the whole to not have to, you don't have to cut corners. Injustice.
Batman Bad Blood.
How you take a 5-year run of comics Injustice and just go,
hour 10,
all the important stuff, take out Flash in the first few seconds because he's not important to the original story at all. Anyway, it's and maybe honestly, maybe it's been a long time since I've read Knightfall, to be fair, too. So that might be something I need to revisit. But I don't know. I'm trying not to be too precious about it.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna act like Knightfall is one of my favorite. And not that I think it's bad. It's just it's not one. Again, I couldn't tell you last time I read it. It's not one I've gone back to. It's one where I'm just kind of like, yeah, I know everyone knows Batman breaks his back and Azrael does his thing.
Yeah. The biggest, I want to say concern, but my thing is like at this time we don't have an established DC universe in the animated side, which means you're starting brand new with this. I don't want to say Batman ending story arc, but you're going to have to, depending on the story you tell. Like, look, Tim Drake is there, Nightwing's there, Azrael's there, Bane is there.
Tim Drake is there. He better be there.
So I think that's where I'll be very interested to see who they're casting. I really hope they clean slate it and cast all brand new.
I have a feeling this might get a long Halloween treatment where it's like we're gonna cast talent and just try.
So I think that's the only, because Azrael had been established before the Knightfall crossover in his own series before that thing started.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew he was out there and existed. So that's where it's like, I don't want what happened with Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman, where you like forcing down our throats for the first 45 minutes that Superman's important, even though he had not been on screen in like 8 movies. And then you kill him and we're like, I guess I feel bad that he's dead.
So I think there's a way you could do that. Because you didn't play them. So Arkham City, the video game, introduced Azrael in a really creative way where while you're just going around the city, you'll just randomly see just this figure just offer. And when you approach him, he'll leave a marking on the ground and then smoke bomb and disappear. And then you basically need to collect all the markings, track him down. You get a bit of an intro, and then he says, we'll meet again. Poof! Comes back in the next game. You do some trials and stuff with him, like you're training with him, and like, but you're also they do little interweave. So I guess my thing is, if you're gonna do it in 3 parts, I can see a version of this where the first part is just the introduction to Azrael, and all of that, and then the arrival of Bane. part 2 is, Batman goes down halfway through or almost to the end, and I don't know. I think there's a couple. I think there's ways if it's handled. It depends on how they handle it, I guess.
Yeah. Because the other thing too is
there's not an extra 15 minutes at the beginning where Batman and Azrael have a secret hookup on top of a roof, and that's why he decides to give him the mantle.
Because that's the weird thing too, is like you're gonna have to establish that Nightwing and Batman are not kosher, and that's why Azrael is asked to be Batman. If you even tell that part of the story, so this is where you get into that whole like. It's a weird.
That's where it's really going to come down to. It's where it's going to come down to how it's written. It's really going to come down to the script on that one. There is absolutely a way to do it. I'm not the writer to do it, but there is absolutely a way.
I'll do it.
Take a shot at it. But I think there's absolutely a way to do that. No problem.
Yes, you get the right creative team in here to really, you're going to have to bare bones that story down. You're going to have to figure out a way to kind of hit the highlights, get Azrael in there so that he becomes, and, as funny as it sounds, we're assuming Azrael's there.
Well,
what if they get rid of Azrael altogether and you put the prodigal in the middle so that it's Nightwing being Batman while Batman is recovering? Doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying, like, we just don't know. We're hoping Knightfall is Knightfall.
Yeah.
But it could be something completely different.
The director is Jeff Wamester, Wamester. And the writer is Jeremy Adams. And the producers, I mean, the names look familiar, but they might just be people who just worked on a bunch of DC stuff before, so I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah. Well, he's the guy who directed, let's see, Justice Society World War II, which was really good.
I actually haven't watched that one. I keep meaning to watch that one. We might need to watch that one for the channel.
Let's see.
I haven't seen it.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Director. Where's director? He directed Kite Man, some episodes of Kite Man. He directed all 3 parts of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Well,
he directed War World, Legion of Superheroes.
I liked War World. I liked War World a lot, and Legion of Superheroes wasn't bad.
Yeah, Justice Society is really good. I didn't watch Beware My Power, Green Lantern.
Is that the Jon Stewart one?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't either. I had that one on the list too.
Like Justice League War World, I thought it was good. Yeah. If I had any clue what was happening at the beginning of the movie.
Me being confused not knowing what was going on was all the more reason I was like, I got to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I was like, cute, but.
What about Jeremy Adams? Can you tell me anything about him?
Yeah, let me look him up real quick. Jeremy Adams.
Yeah. Crisis on Infinite Earths is one of those things of like, it's hard to pinpoint who to blame that on. I mean, the obvious choice is the director because he's the director.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Let's see. He wrote he wrote on the Lego Jurassic Park. He wrote on Justice League War World, Superman Batman Battle of the Super Sons.
Well, that one was, I think I told you, I watched that one. I think I watched that when I had COVID.
Yeah.
The animation style is not, it takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
But it's actually not bad. It's actually a fun watch.
Okay. He wrote Justice Society World War II, so that's good. He wrote Batman Soul of the Dragon.
Which one was Soul of the Dragon?
That's the one with
these one?
Yeah.
I love that one.
Okay. He did some Young Justice. He did Lego DC Batman Family Matters, which, all right, you have my stamp of approval on that one.
That's a good one. I've seen that one.
The Lego Batman.
Those old school Lego Batman ones are dope. Yeah.
Dude, those Lego Batman ones crack me up so much.
They're so
hilarious.
Fun.
And that's that random time where like, go Troy Baker.
They're not trying to be anything. Yeah, Troy Baker. Oh, they're not trying to be anything more than just Lego. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's done a lot of good stuff. And of course he did some stuff on Justice League Action. So we're just all good. Nothing I'm seeing here. Wrote some of the Green Lantern animated series. So yeah.
Okay.
Pedigree
So the only thing that
established.
gives me pause is the fact that Jeff Wamster was the director of the Christ, Son, Infinite Earth trilogy. I don't know who to blame for that. I really don't. It's one of those. It's like, I understand why they did it, and I know they were just trying to do the best they could given the situation they were in. Still wasn't good. Still got his name on it.
The only defense I can give is that comics boring.
It's not even so much that the comics boring. It's just that it's a lot.
It's 12 issues of people walking around talking for 11 and a half issues.
I understand it was just their way of just trying to say, there, we did it. Stop asking. And also, there, we're done with the Tomorrowverse.
Yeah.
Let's just move on. So
which is fine. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm intrigued to see how they do this.
I'm at least confident the writing's going to be good. I mean, for all Jeremy Adams' talent, all he really has to do is a halfway decent adaptation of an already very good comic story. You know what I mean? Yeah. If he can just do it 1-to-1 from a script standpoint, we're already in decent hands. Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, I'm excited about it, just from a raw Batman fan standpoint, but as somebody who's ingested quite a bit of DC animated media in his life and has been disappointed by quite a bit of it in recent years, it gives me reason to pause,
Yeah.
So, and I'm usually the positive guy. I'm the guy that likes everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except Arkham Asylum. Didn't like that comic book.
I think you should retry it.
No.
I really do.
The story was not the biggest problem with that thing, although it was anyway. I think that's everything.
That's everything.
Yeah.
We knocked it out.
Okay, cool. Did it. There we go. Under an hour. If we missed anything though, please let us know down in the comments. And while you're down there, please subscribe.
Boosh.
Super easy. It's right there. And follow us on the social medias at DC Junktion, especially on Threads. If you guys liked our Peacemaker reactions, thank you so much for subscribing once again. We're gonna do, we even just in talking today, it's like, okay, I haven't seen Justice Society World War II. You have. Maybe that's something we watch. The Green Lantern one, neither of us have seen that. Maybe when Lanterns comes out, that'll be
something for that.
Private Lantern. So we're gonna do some stuff. We've got one in the chamber that we're waiting for a reason. We're waiting for an excuse to put it out.
And here, let's put it out there. Well, no. Do you want to surprise them with maybe one we're doing? Or you want to see somebody wants?
Do you guys want to watch me react to what's it called?
Batman versus Dracula?
Oh no, because about the one that we have in the chamber already.
Oh, okay. Batman Unlimited.
Yeah.
Would you rather us release Batman Unlimited, or do you want us to do a Halloween thing of Batman versus Dracula?
I mean, we're gonna do Batman versus Dracula either way.
Probably, yeah.
Because I haven't seen that. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched that, to be honest with you.
All the way through, probably several years.
Oh yeah, it's been years. Honest to God. Anyway, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Now that we've dragged out this ending as long as possible,
we'll
see you guys next time there is something DC to talk about.
Bye-bye.